Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital sees Kristina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansi, completely unhinged as this week ends when she attacks and makes a crazy move. It puts Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, and Elizabeth Weber, Rebecca Herbst, both in danger. We're going to talk about Kristina going off the deep end and making a horrific mistake that jeopardizes lives. Alright, so right now, Kristina's coming apart at the seams, and she's gunning for Ava Jerome, Mora West. For months now, Kristina has been convinced that Ava shouldn't get to have her daughter, Avery Jerome Corinthos, Ava and Grace Scarola, in her life because Kristina's baby died after that tragic accident, which we all know. Everybody but Kristina has agreed this is a tragic accident, but her antics are ratcheting up more by the day. As this week ends, Ava answers her door to Kristina, who's looking for another confrontation with her about Avery, and we see Kristina vowing to stop Ava. That, of course, came after she ran over to drop off Avery to her dad's house, and then suggested to Kristina that Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard, may be too sick to care for their daughter, so maybe she should address that in court, and that sent Kristina spiraling. So after an unsatisfactory showdown with Rick and Ava at the apartment, an enraged Kristina is going to go down and cut the brake lines on the SUV that's in Ava's parking garage in her spot. But in case you missed it, GH made a real big hairy deal out of Rick making himself at home at Ava's. She was griping because Rick took her parking spot, so she had to park out on the street. So that means Kristina is tampering with the wrong vehicle. She sabotages Rick's SUV, not Ava's, which if you think about it, that premise is kind of dumb unless Rick and Ava own identical cars, same make, model, year, color, because Kristina knows what car Ava drives because she uses it all the time to drop off Avery. If they don't explain it, just chalk it up to absolute lazy writing. Anyway, after Kristina sabotages Rick's SUV because it's in Ava's parking spot, he's going to wind up on the road with Liz in the passenger seat while he is driving. I don't know why Rick and Liz are together. Maybe it's about the Drew Kane Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, and Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, blackmail thing. Maybe they have an errand to run together. Who knows? But they're motoring down the road and Kristina is in another vehicle also on that road. So we'll see if she's stalking the SUV because she thinks Ava's driving it. Or maybe Kristina is following because she realized she screwed up tinkered with the wrong car. We also have Lucky Spencer, Jonathan Jackson, getting involved in this scenario when he is trying to figure out what Kristina has done. So it sounds like she might have called him. Unfortunately for Lucky, he has been enabling and encouraging Kristina's unhinged hatred. And now his girlfriend Liz might pay a terrible price because Lucky has spent time telling his boss Kristina that her ongoing volatility and anger are totally justified. By the end of this week on Friday, there is a car crash, and it looks like Rick and Liz's SUV runs off the road and crashes. So we'll have to wait and see possibly until Monday if Rick and Liz come out of this alive, because their lives may literally be on the line. General Hospital spoilers say Kristina is full of regret for what she did, but that's too little too late and all that. So I'm pretty sure the fact that she set up Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vaganos' dad and Lucky's girlfriend for this tragic incident, I won't even call it an accident, because this is what she was hoping would happen, she just didn't plan it real well. And this could cause serious injuries. I'm wondering if Kristina was following Rick's car, because she realized she cut the wrong brake lines, but what can Kristina do even if she realizes it's Rick in the car, not Ava? It's not like Kristina can stop them and go, "Oh whoops, I tampered with the wrong car," because she can't stop them anyway because she cut the freaking brake line. So of course not. I do suspect Kristina may call Lucky right before the brakes go out and they crash, we'll see. And I think it's going to be a really good cliffhanger Friday on General Hospital. You remember how treacherous the roads are in Port Charles. They're windy, they're twisty, there's ravines going down to rivers, there's like cliff edges. We've seen people fall off of them, drive off of them. So when Rick's brakes go out, you know, he could crash him and Liz into a tree, off a ledge, and into the water, off a cliff, into a rocky ravine. Sky's the limit. In the end, Rick and Elizabeth's injuries could be minor. And the SUV and the airbags take the brunt of the damage. But if Rick's going at the speed limit on a windy road when the brakes fail because of Kristina's sabotage, it could be a fatal or near-fatal accident. Now, I will say I don't think General Hospital is going to kill off Rick or Liz, and especially not her, we'll see. But Rick and Elizabeth may end up fighting for their lives. Hopefully, Kristina will stop and render aid and call 911 if she sees the crash, because it'll be even worse for her if she just drives by and hopes that she'll get away with putting Rick and Liz at risk while trying to kill Ava. That is what it is. This is attempted murder. She just hit the wrong car. But it's definitely a huge and serious felony, so the cops are probably going to come for Kristina. You know, Ava's building may have security cameras in the parking garage that caught Kristina tampering with Rick's car. You know, Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, might have to arrest his sister. And when all this comes out and Kristina's exposed, there's going to be no defending what she did. Molly is going to be furious that Kristina could have killed her dad right after she and Kristina talked about putting their sisterly relationship back together. That should kill that reunion. And Molly is not going to accept any excuses like Kristina can't say, "Oh, sorry, I was trying to kill Ava, not your dad." Yeah, not cool. Molly will be furious even if Rick comes out unscathed because he could have died. And this, of course, came right after Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Gran, and Rick called a truce. That's going to go out the window too because of Kristina. I don't know what they've done with this character. It's not the recast actress's fault, you know, she's an okay actress, it's fine, it's the writing. Kristina it's like she and Drew, they're like, who can we make even worse today with their writing? I don't know why they're doing what they're doing with them, but just both of them are despicable. I could see Molly pushing to see Kristina prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And if Alexis tries to defend Kristina, that could fracture her relationship with Molly again. Bottom line, Kristina's outlandish behavior risked lives. She's unhinged. Everything between Ava and Sonny was settled. And then Kristina stirred up Sonny, talking about the money stuff, got him all amped up, and then he wound up collapsed. And now Ava knows about his heart condition. If Kristina had stayed in her lane, everybody would be better off. Well, let's be fair, Ava's, a bad person herself. And she's been pushing Kristina's buttons. But that's also a two-way street. Plus, as one of Kristina's attempted murder victims, Liz may be called to testify in court and may say under oath that Kristina told her, "If I can't have my daughter, Ava can't have hers." That's a whole threat in itself. Rick will absolutely push to press charges on Kristina. He already thinks she's the reason Molly doesn't get proper attention from their mom. Ava could use all of this in custody court, saying Avery shouldn't be around Sonny's mentally unstable murderous daughter. Think about how many lives Kristina is screwing up with this. Not only could her antics nearly kill Liz and Rick, but the stress of it could cause Sonny to have a major cardiac event that could be life and death because he keeps putting off that heart surgery. Again, obviously Ava and Kristina rub each other the wrong way. And Ava is no innocent, but Kristina is not in her right mind, and too many people have been coddling and enabling her bad behavior. So we'll have to watch on Friday to see if Elizabeth and Rick walk away from this crash. We may not know until Monday. It could be a scratch, it could be life-threatening injuries, and then, of course, the fallout when Kristina is exposed for her insane behavior. Her parents need to get her into timeout in Ferncliff before Molly and the DA's office, with probably an assist from Rick, put Kristina behind bars in Pentonville because she is a menace. Port Charles was quiet. Too quiet. Kristina Corinthos Davis stood in the shadows outside of General Hospital, her dark eyes locked on the top floor where the lights still glowed in Rick Lansing's office. Her hands clenched and unclenched inside her coat pockets, the cold spring night air doing little to cool the fire that burned inside her. Everyone thought she had it together now, working at Charlie's, being the good sister, supporting her father, Sonny, but none of them saw what was really going on. They didn't see the betrayal, the humiliation, the lies. Kristina's mind spiraled back to the confrontation she'd overheard weeks ago. Rick and Liz, whispering in the GH stairwell, their voices echoing with secrets. Liz had said it, clear as day. Kristina's unstable. We need to be careful. And Rick had agreed. She thought Rick was different. That he understood her. That he actually believed in her. She thought maybe, just maybe, they could be something more. But instead, he had thrown her under the bus, just like everyone else in her life. Something snapped. Upstairs, Rick Lansing stood near his office window, going over files with Elizabeth Weber at his side. It was late, and they both looked exhausted. I still can't believe how out of hand this has gotten, Liz muttered, sipping cold coffee. Kristina's behavior with that patient last week, she crossed a line. I know, Rick sighed, running a hand through his hair. I've tried to be patient with her, but she's getting obsessive, emotional, borderline dangerous. Neither of them noticed the office door slowly creaking open behind them. Kristina had stolen a keycard from a distracted nurse 2 days earlier. She'd been planning this for a while. The voices in her head were louder now, angrier. They're against you, Kristina. They deserve to pay. She stepped inside, locking the door behind her. Liz heard it first, the sharp click of the lockpick. She said, slowly turning. Kristina stood there, calm as stone, her long brown hair framing a face that was both eerily blank and simmering with rage. Kristina, Rick said cautiously, stepping forward. You shouldn't be here. It's after hours, you lied to me. Kristina cut in, her voice barely above a whisper. You said I could trust you. Liz moved toward the emergency phone on the wall, but Kristina whipped something out of her coat. A scalpel, gleaming under the office lights. Don't move, she hissed. Rick froze. Kristina, this isn't you. You need help. I needed honesty. She shrieked, stepping toward Liz now. You told him I was crazy. You told him I was dangerous. Liz kept her voice calm, though her heart pounded. We care about you, Kristina. That's why we were worried. You've been under a lot of stress. I trusted you, Kristina whispered. And now you have to pay. She lunged. Liz screamed, dodging as Kristina swiped the scalpel at her face. Rick rushed forward, grabbing Kristina from behind, trying to pull her away. She twisted with surprising strength, slicing at Rick's arm. Blood spurted from the cut, and he stumbled back, gripping the wound. Rick. Liz cried, trying to get between them. Kristina shoved her hard, sending Liz crashing into the desk. Papers and a lamp went flying. Liz groaned, dazed but conscious. Rick tried to get up, but Kristina was already on him, the scalpel raised. Stop! Liz shouted, grabbing a chair and swinging it toward Kristina's back. It connected with a sickening thud. Kristina screamed and staggered forward, turning wild eyes on Liz. You'll regret that. She ran at her. They struggled near the desk, Kristina slashing wildly, Liz blocking with her forearms, each movement frantic and desperate. Blood stained Liz's lab coat. Some of it hers, some of it Rick's, maybe even Kristina's. Rick, bleeding heavily and barely able to see straight, crawled toward the panic button beneath his desk. He slapped it just before everything went black. Jason Morgan was the first to hear the alert from GA security while he was dropping off Danny's medication. When the call came through that Rick Lansing's office was under lockdown and someone was injured, Jason didn't hesitate. Within 5 minutes, hospital security had burst into the office. Kristina was on top of Liz, hands wrapped around her throat, blood running down both of their faces. Rick lay unconscious nearby, pale from blood loss. Jason pulled Kristina off of Liz just in time, dragging her away as she thrashed and screamed. You're all liars. You all deserve this. I trusted him. Security cuffed her, and Kristina collapsed into sobs, her fury draining as fast as it had ignited. 2 hours later, Rick was in surgery but stable. Liz had been treated for multiple lacerations, a minor concussion, and bruised ribs. She sat in a hospital bed, still shaking as Jason stood nearby, arms crossed, jaw tight. She could have killed us, Liz whispered. Jason nodded grimly. She's been spiraling for a while. I should have seen it. Sonny burst into the room minutes later, his face a mask of rage and heartbreak. Where is she? He demanded. She's in custody, Jason told him. They're putting her on a 72-hour hold at Ferncliff. Sonny swore under his breath, pacing. I knew she was struggling, but not like this. Liz reached out, placing a hand on Sonny's arm. She needs help, Sonny. Real help. Not just from family. From professionals. Sonny looked at her, pain etched deep into his features. What have I done? What did I miss? Kristina sat alone in a padded room at Ferncliff, wrists wrapped in bandages, eyes blank. The rage was gone now. Only the numbness remained. They betrayed me, she whispered to the walls. Everyone always betrays me. The door opened. Dr. Kevin Collins entered slowly, clipboard in hand. Kristina, I'm here to help you. If you'll let me, she looked at him, her expression unreadable. Can you fix broken things? Sometimes, Kevin said gently. But it starts with you wanting to be fixed. Kristina turned away, staring at the wall again. Silence. Then, I didn't mean to hurt them. Not really. I couldn't stop. Kevin nodded. That's a start. Back at GH, Liz sat by Rick's bedside as he woke, groggy and pale. You're okay, she said softly. You're going to be okay. Rick looked at her through hazy eyes. Kristina. She's somewhere safe, Liz replied, and so are we. He reached for her hand, gripping it tightly. Thank you. For saving me. She smiled through the tears. We saved each other. But in the back of both their minds, they knew this wasn't over. Not really, because Kristina was still out there. And the damage she'd done might take more than just time to heal. The end. Or is it? Would you like a follow-up where Kristina escapes Ferncliff, or where she starts her path to redemption? Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.